Tonight, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Now, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 20. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And leading them out, their signal caller now in his 4th season in the NFL. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Dobbins. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Hall.
And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
On 2nd down now, it's Gibbs. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. So the big gain through the air, but scratch it all off because he could not hang on to the football.
And you have to like what they did on defense here. They didn't give up on the play. Big yardage given up, but they still battled all the way to the end and helped.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Throwing to start the drive. Hall. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. To throw on second down. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Rice. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he returns this to the 22.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 58 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Prescott. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Throwing, Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And he's on the heels of winning the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award. He had a pair of sacks in last week's game, Charles.
So much for adjusting, so much for game planning, right? You know that he had the 2 sacks last week. Why aren't you able to block him? Sometimes the superior athlete just wins.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And they're going to get this up to midfield. 2nd and 4.
Now a give right side. Gibbs looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Prescott now from the 50. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Here's Jack Fox on to punt.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Off play action. Hall. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Everything looked right on that play. Traffic, maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A gain of 32 that time. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hall hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Here's Hall, looking to throw on 2nd down. And he will find his man on the outside. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Hall from the gun on 3rd down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 5 now. Prescott throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Prescott.
He's got this complete to Williams. And he's going to have a Lions first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To the air again, Prescott. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Now Prescott steps away to his left. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Gibbs, and not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Prescott. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun, buying time to his left. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
To throw it is Hall. Throwing to start the drive. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The end result, 21 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
Gets around him. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? when the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Hall, off the play fake. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Aiden Hutchinson, his second sack of the night. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. A big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That last pass might be one he remembers, Charles. He's now over 40,000 career passing yards.
And just think of the evolution of the passing game in the NFL. 40,000 at one time was unthinkable. No one thought anyone would ever get there. Now, how many guys have done it in the NFL?
Yeah, right around 20.
So we're talking a good number that have gotten that done, throwing the ball downfield. He's got a lot to be proud of and a lot more left to accomplish.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Prescott.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Gibbs. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. On 2nd down, it's Gibbs. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they followed him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Prescott now.
They'll find Williams on the slant. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Now a hit. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
this drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
So that challenge, a successful one.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So it was 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3, but I'm not sure that that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all, but the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us, let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
And out now come the Vikings.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Another shot now for this Lions offense.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it. And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Now that'll be caught by St. Brown.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
1:55 left to go in the first half of play. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the 1st down.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive. It just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does. And we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
And he's going to be dropped. The second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Prescott to throw it. Dancing to his left. And he's going to go down again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
Throwing to start the drive. Hall.
He gets this underneath to Dobbins.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Hall now to throw on second down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we're into the final 3 weeks of the NFL season. A lot of races going to be coming right down to the wire. Before we get it back to you guys, let's check out what we have coming up this weekend on the Week 16 NFL slate. Plenty of good matchups in that 1 o'clock Eastern window. It'll be noon at Soldier Field in Chicago. And a big test for the Bears, as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And finally, Monday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those...
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for Minnesota. 53 yards.
I don't think we'll ever get enough of watching one-handed catches, and when they pay off, they are spectacular. But how about the times they don't pay off And coaches go, two hands still works.
I know, but they go for them so often now that I'm almost starting to take them for granted.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Because these are sensational type plays.
Especially that one with a defender right there. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Off the play fake. Hall. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. On 2nd down, Swift. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another 1st down run right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun. Oh, this is caught. Touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just already know our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Now a give right side. It's Gibbs, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Throw over the middle, he finds Williams.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Flushed out right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
And the football going back to the Vikings offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Hall over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but they're off.
The ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. And he comes back with one complete.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw.
Right side to Williams.
That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Up the middle they go. Gibbs.
John Kaminsky got him down defensively.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw here. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Gibbs. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. On 2nd down now, it's Gibbs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw again. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Off play action. Hall. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
They'll run with Dobbins.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Trying the power game with Ham.
A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain.
Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
65 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw here. He finds his man, complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On 2nd down, it's Gibbs.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibbs.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the 1st down, close it out.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. It's Williams on the catch.
And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. On play action, Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
James Mitchell
from 21 yards away.
And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Square now at 13.
This taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Now a handoff for Dobbins. 46 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Another run here with Dobbins.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. Hall.
That's complete to Swift out of the backfield.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st down in field goal range already. Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes this forward for about 6.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
Here's Swift.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Once again, it's Swift.
And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll run with Swift.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
DeAndre Swift with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And they will take a 7-point lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So Dak Prescott in the offense. Down 20-13. 1:06 to play. They need a touchdown to the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10.
Here's Prescott. Connects with Peoples-Jones.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That's caught. He finds Danny Gray.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Here's Dak.
And this is going to be incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now Prescott.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
The receivers have been running them ragged. Maybe some tired legs in the secondary, maybe some tired legs in the pass rush. Didn't get to him, and look what resulted. A touchdown, tie game. They've got a chance to take the lead.
Elliott on for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays.
And the touchdown at PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play.
Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Here's Hall looking to throw on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Hall on 1st down.
Hall has it knocked loose.
And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. 4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
To throw it is Hall. Off play action. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
Now Hall to throw on second down.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Hall now to throw on third down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hopkins. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That'll be caught by Rice. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 19. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he's unable to make the play himself on second down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on third down?
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's third and goal. Back to throw. Hall. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. He loses a full 5 yards there on the sack, and it also brings up 4th down. 4th and goal.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Bit of a pressure spot here for Tyler Bass.
This to at least get him a lead here in overtime.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they have regained the lead.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on third down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
They run with 4, and they'll get him down here at the 23. Prescott on first down.
And this pass caught by Gray. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Looking to throw. Prescott. Down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Now after the play, oh man, it's Prescott who appears to be shaken up.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Second and 6. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Clifford. Man open, it's St. Brown, he's got it. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They wanted to avoid the dreaded 4th down and having to get a conversion or it being the final play. They picked it up, though, on 3rd.
I love how you described that because we've been in those situations and seen it. If you get to 4th down, especially in overtime, things get a little shakier, don't they? The hands get shaky, right? The throw, if you're going to throw the ball, being able to run it, all of that coming down to one big play. Very nice of them and nice for them to pick it up on 3rd.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Again he'll drop to throw. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. A great game, partner. A spectacular finish. They needed at least a field goal to keep the game alive. They do one better. They get it in the end zone and end it.
And I don't know about you, but I'm worn out. That type of a game takes it all out of us as well, not just the guys on the field. What a tremendous finish, and as you noted, were they going to go and try and get 3 and keep the game going? And that wasn't good enough for them. They got the touchdown, and that's why we're able to say goodbye.
So for Detroit,
their hopes of a winning campaign stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year.
and they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota,
they fall under 500 now as they drop to 7-8.
and they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.